All right. Well, welcome to Montreal and welcome to the annual meeting opening plenary. It's great to be here. Everybody loves coming to Montreal. Everybody loves coming to Canada, especially Montreal. No disrespect to Toronto or anything like that. But Vancouver and Montreal always seem to win. We have a nice crowd here today. I'm just going to kind of blow through a few things quickly, and then we'll get on with a pretty busy agenda. I'd like to first thank Bell for hosting us here. They've helped us with just about everything, so thanks very much. And you're going to hear a few words from JP in a few minutes. And also Canoga, Bruno. Bruno likes ice cream, so he's now our regular ice cream bake sponsor. Ice cream's always a hit. We're going to sign an annual subscription with you, so every meeting we get ice cream. We get a little discount or something. Yeah. What's that? Ragu, yeah. Banco Ragu. Yeah, so just a few things. For those of you that are old timers, it's the same story. The committee, the agenda and the Zoom links are all on the wiki in the respective committee pages. Tom posts, everything is recorded, including all the committee sessions, right? And when do they get posted? The same day or the next day? As soon as possible. Some people, you can't get them to commit to anything. And we do have remote attendees. We do open up the plenary here to even our non-member community, and so this is being streamed right now. And of course, it's available to recording as well. And sometimes we get some chats from the remote folks as well. Tom's monitoring that. What do we try to achieve at these meetings, especially for those of you that are new? Obviously, educate and inform, and that's kind of what a session like this is like, with a spotlight on SASE session. But most importantly, these are the working meetings of the committees, and that's where all of the projects are being worked on and so on. This one's a special meeting because it's our annual meeting, so it's always fun. We elect the directors, and then after the directors, after the elections, they appoint the president and the chair, treasurer, et cetera, et cetera. So we do that. So it's a bit of a busier day today. But what we're seeing increasingly, and this has been a pattern post-COVID, when this is, I think, our 6th meeting post-COVID, a lot of people are here to network and do business with each other, whether it's providers that are implementing APIs across, between themselves. A lot of the providers are interested in the, what the solution providers, what they're offering in terms of their, the vendors and meeting service providers. So we're trying to, enable that as much as possible. And, but that's a big part of why people are coming. We have a busy week. I won't go through every little detail, but yesterday there was a lot of the committees were meeting. I think they were all meeting. For those of you new to MEF-CECP, the pre-meeting sessions are called editing sessions, where they might try to catch up on some of the work over the quarter. And today there were some of those. We had an orientation for new participants. Not sure how that went, Stan. I think you did that, right? It was good. Okay. You're not going to say it was bad anyway, right? So yeah. He said, no, he's pointing his finger down there. Oh, cool. All right. The board met this morning. We have the plenary, we have the elections, and then we have a reception, and there was a little board meeting not on here. So, at some of the meetings, like the in Paris last year, and last what did we do the last? What did we do the last summit, Daniel? Denver. No, we didn't do an LSO summit. No, the summit. When did we? Summit, LSO Partner Summit, Rome. Yeah, okay, sorry, how can I have forgotten Rome so fast? But anyway, we kind of took that model, and with all the work that's been done on the standard side with SASE and the new certification that's coming out, we thought we would sort of roll all that up together and have an educational session on SASE, which Pascal has driven, and so that's tomorrow morning. And there's no committee meetings at that time, so we try not to, disrupt the committees and so on. And then it's committee work, and of course the ice cream, which we talk about. There's 2 BOF sessions. They're 30 minutes each. Sometimes we have these, sometimes we don't. One is driven by Mehmet from Verizon, and another one, Jack Pugacheski, he's coming in remotely from Lumen. I don't have the titles handy. And then Thursday, it's committee sessions. We wrap up with a closing plenary. Closing plenary, the attendance tends to drop off a little bit, but it's very, very useful to look at the recording because it's a nice snapshot of everything that's gone on over the course of the week, one committee at a time. So busy agenda. I'm going to invite our host from Bell here, JP. He's going to come up and say a couple words. Hang on, not right now. and then we're going to have Andrew, our chair, come up and say a few words as well, his chairman's address. And Ann's going to deliver his president's report for the first time in our plenary. Lorella from Sparkle is going to provide an update on the Women at MEF program for a few minutes. Pascal's, usual CTO report. And, I mentioned SASE as a spotlight item, but also, there's a huge emphasis on our emerging network as a service story, which is going to be, the focus of the G&E event in October. We'll be launching a blueprint. So we decided to use the plenary to kind of put emphasis on network as a service. So a couple of different panels, sort of varying topics, one hosted by Pascal, the other one hosted by Stan. I'm going to just have the host the committee chairs to come and talk about what their plans are for the year, what their goals are for the year, also maybe what's going on this week. And something I don't think we've ever done is to really take, Lori and I are going to come up and pitch the G&E event to make sure you guys all register, and even sponsor would be good too, right? And that's it. So busy, and we'll stay on track. Hopefully we'll be no more than a couple of minutes late. In terms of upcoming meetings at the G&E event in Dallas on the Thursday, Friday, we'll have a scaled down members meeting. We had a good debate yesterday with the leadership team, discussion, leadership being the chairs, et cetera. And we had the same discussion with the board. It seems that there's interest in probably going to, one or two virtual meetings per year. It's tough for folks to get the travel approval 4 times a year, et cetera. So we are going to go virtual for our January meeting, but we're looking at doing something special at PTC, which is it's an event in Hawaii, but it brings in a lot of the APAC senior executives. So that's a little side thing. And then we're going to be in Europe in April, as we always are. We haven't picked the city yet. So what we're doing on the meeting side is we're going to put a few different proposals out there with the leadership, and we'll see if we can come to a consensus, and we'll get some feedback from the members, let you know as soon as possible. And also it's colder in January, right? So that's the best one to do, virtual, right? Really interesting group of new members this time. I'm not going to read out the descriptions, a name from the past, actually, Alcatel-Lucent. But this is the enterprise group, and they joined to get certified. Syrian, which was spun out of Lumen, has joined, and they're focusing on both certifications and MEF APIs. Cloud Cover, interesting company, and they're in the security space, so they want to bring a unique solution to our work and to the membership here. Etisalat by E&, I'm really happy to have these guys on board. Because you know how much time it takes in the Middle East to get these guys. I've been talking to them for about 8 years. So the ROI on this, the cost of sales on that one is a little high, but at least we didn't give up. But they were very much, they were driven, their automation strategy is really a network as a service strategy. And when they looked at what our plans were, and of course the adoption and attraction we're getting with the APIs, it became a good business case for them. Evolucio, a new operator in Spain, driven by automation, MEF APIs. EXA, which was the spinoff out of GTT, both automation, carrier Ethernet certification. Niall Suresh is here somewhere in the crowd. He joined us. He's Chief Product Officer. They're an early stage startup, well-funded startup, I might add, and but they're an enterprise NAS play, so that's really, really interesting as an add-on to us. We're keen to have them on board and joining our tab as well. Carbon, very unique company doing supply chain automation, early stage company, and we also have a number of guests here: Arista, IDEA, Helix, Infosys, Phonics, Kaleido, Rivada. Zscaler's not here, but they are joining. They were going to be joining our tab meeting. They are joining MEF in the next week or so. So you can see the membership is changing, and it's a normal refresh. We're appealing in different ways to companies that maybe we wouldn't have a few years ago. Our certification programs continue to grow. These are new certifications in the last quarter. As I always say, some are new companies, some are existing companies getting additional products or services. We're getting closer to that 100 mark. I won't change, Tom wants me to change the slide. I'm not changing the slide till we get to 100. I still think we could put 10 more logos on there. And otherwise we're gonna have 2 or 3 slides and stuff. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you have a great week.